name is Russ Sorrells, and we're here with Mr. Robert Frady today, and he's going to talk about his journey, his experience with his amputation, and give us some feedback. So we're just going to talk through, again, what he's been through and his experience, not only with this situation, but at some point we'd like some feedback on your experience with Kelvin and POI.
I had diabetes, and it didn't get any blood circulation down to the foot, and the gangrene set in my foot. So Dr. Terramino amputated my left leg. And
Here in Rock Hill, that was
yeah, over at Piedmont.
Yeah.
And he introduced me to Kelvin, and he said Kelvin was going, when I got through my rehab, that Kelvin was going to make me a leg, fit me for a prosthetic. I had the insight, I was going to walk again, and I made that my first priority. I didn't feel sorry for myself. I didn't lay in the bed, I lost my leg, I feel sorry for myself.
What was it like when you first heard that, when they said we're gonna have to amputate your leg? How tell us about that process, is how you process. Obviously you had a positive attitude as you worked through it. What was that initial feeling?
Yes, I did. I had a real positive attitude. I knew that at least I wouldn't be in pain like I was before they cut it off. Now, when you get gangrene, it can get to your heart and bloodstream, and it can kill you.
Wow. So
I was thankful I was alive, and I said I'm going to make with a positive attitude that I was going to walk again. I needed to do the exercises. I did them. They asked me to raise my leg 5 times. I raised it 10. Then when they got where they asked me to raise it 10, I raised it 20. I doubled everything they asked me to do. I had that positive outlook. When they discharged me at the hospital and sent me to Pruitt Health over here, they said I'd be over there approximately 3 weeks. I was out of there at the end of 1 week.
Wow.
Because I could walk with the walker, I could walk down the hall. Everywhere they asked me to go and do the exercises, I did twice as much as what they asked me to, and the nurses told the doctor, he said, never seen a patient come in here and lift weights and do what we asked him to do, and he does twice as much as we asked him to. He's ready to go home.
Well, as you were going through it, or kind of post that process, what has been your biggest challenge in working through your amputation and prosthesis? What were the challenges, or the biggest one that you experienced?
My biggest challenge was to get to the shower and get in the shower, take my shower and get out and try to dry off. Thankfully, I have a wife. She helped me through that process.
Yeah.
But that was my biggest challenge. Walking, Kelvin told a helper he had here, he said, here comes a man. I'm going to fit him with his prosthesis today. And he hadn't took a step in it. He said he'll be walking before he leaves here. He fitted me, told me to walk down that rail. I walked all the way to the end, up, turned around, came back, and then I started walking without holding on to the rail. And Kelvin said I was his favorite protege because I did more than what he thought that I'd ever do.
Yeah.
And I told him my biggest goal was to go play golf. And I have been able to accomplish that. So
what advice would you give to a new amputee? Because this is, through the amputee support group and some of the things that we're doing here to raise awareness and then help people feel.
Well, I'm going to tell all amputees, you're going to have phantom pain. I take gabapentin for it. If I can stand the pain, I put up with it because it's going to go away. Some amputees have it the rest of their life. I still have it, but you'll get used to it. And if you take gabapentin at night when you go to bed, it'll ease that pain. Secondly is when you get your leg, you're going to have to wear socks. They call them socks. You might have to start off with 3 pair, 2 pair. Your leg will shrink. When it shrinks, that means more socks you're going to have to wear. Now, your leg is going to sweat a lot. Now, get you some certain dry antiperspirant. It's a roll-on.
Oh, certain.
Roll your leg all over from the stump up to above where I'm cut below the knee. Wet it good with that dry antiperspirant. That way it keeps your leg from getting wet.
Yeah.
And slipping and sliding where it would wear a blister. You don't want to wear a blister on your stump. And I still put it on every day. And I put my leg on. And when you hear it go click, 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 you got it on. And then you can take your steps and start walking. In the house, if you hadn't got your leg on, walk with a walker. If you got your leg on and if you feel more comfortable with the walker, do what makes you feel more comfortable and safe where you're not going to fall.
That's great advice. How about life right now? What are you working on? I mean, you sound like a goal-oriented guy. What's next for you?
Well, I'm retired, but I work at Sam's Club. And they say I'm the best greeter in South Carolina. My main goal is I love the Lord Jesus Christ. I go to church, and when I die, I know where I'm going. I witness to other people, and I try to get them to turn their life over to Christ. Everybody that comes in that club, I say, good morning, good afternoon, ma'am, sir. Appreciate you shopping with us. God bless you, and you have a great week. I say that to every customer that comes in that store. The Lord has really blessed me. I don't let this leg come in the way between me and the Lord Jesus Christ. I don't blame nobody for what happened to me. I've got that positive outlook. Hey, this is a new day. Make the best of it. And don't ever sit there and feel sorry for yourself, because look how Christ suffered for us.
Your prosthesis, Kelvin's got it pretty tricked out for you. You said.
Oh yeah.
It's got the microprocessor ankle.
Mm-hmm. This is an Autobot bionic electronic ankle block.
Did you ever watch The $6 Million Man?
Oh yeah.
See, you didn't know you're going to be the $6 Million Man someday.
Well, I've got 7 screws and 3 pins and titanium plate in my thigh with a wire wrapped around the bone 12 times hooked into that plate up above my prosthesis. I've had 6 stomach operations. I've had both knees replaced. I don't let nothing keep me back, because I'm still here, I'm breathing, and I don't feel sorry for myself whatsoever. I look at other people, and a lot of them feel sorry for themselves, and I can't understand why, because they're still alive. As long as you're breathing, you can do something in your life for Jesus Christ.
I love your attitude. That's fantastic. Well, before we close, how about your experience with Prosthetic and Orthotic Institute, Kelvin?
I love Kelvin. He is just like my brother. Ever since I met Kelvin, he and I formed a relationship, because he's seen how positive that I was, to determine that I was going to not let this hinder me and go on and make the best out of my life that I possibly can. And he just loves me, and I love him, and we'll hug each other, shake hands, and wish him a great week. And he has followed up on me and checked up on me, and every time he sees me, he said, never seems to amaze him how much progress I've made. And like I showed, I can dance and I can run on this thing if I have to. But I have had the best experience with Orthodontic Prosthetic Institute in Kelvin of anybody. And I'll come and stop in and just to speak to him and say, hey, when I'm passing down the road, if I'm over in this area.
Yeah.
He's always glad to see me, and I'm always glad to see him.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time. I'm sure what you said today is going to inspire other people and help them
Well, I sure hope so.
through their process.